You have now entered the mindful opinion of unknown UAP 27, where reason and question merge. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I'm Marcos, and on this episode of Unknown UAP 27, we will focus on the rich and the art of deception. Let us wake up to the battle between the rich and the poor. Voting is an American privilege. The act of voting allows you to hope for change. Voting is the belief that change will come. But how many politicians begin a campaign of hope and change only to end their reign with a new shackle which hinders your progress? For the last 52 years, for which I have been alive and living in America, the poor do not move up in the ladder of opportunity. The poor remain poor and burdened with more work, paying more taxes, less gross pay, and limited freedom. The repeated rhetoric of middle class displayed are just words repeated so your mind can accept the fuckery that's going on. Either you are rich or you are not rich. We now live in the illusion of middle class and live stream suffering, as many post their issues and failures. You know, it doesn't matter what administration runs the country, Republican or Democrat, because the common denominator is the poor remain poor and tax burdened. For the last 2,000 years, the burden has not changed. What have you ever gained from any presidential administration? Throughout your entire existence, no matter who the president of the United States was, nothing changed in your life. You are still struggling to survive and thrive in this current chaotic society, except now you have less power as a human and more hate in your heart. And in every administration, one small aspect of our Constitution is abused. This recent voting war was a perfect example of your individuality being manipulated. We are currently in a war for control of our mind. The presidential administration creates separation among its citizens. This separation causes friction between the people, and this friction spawns chaos. And currently, the people of the United States are on the verge of a civil war. But what are the ingredients of this civil war? Well, simply turn on the news and take some notes, and you will realize the list of created issues. Issues created by the government which trickle down to the mentally weak. The reign of presidency is apparent to me. The administration of presidency is a spectacle to keep the masses separated and downtrodden. The administration uses their power and influence to manipulate and drive the American people toward a specific narrative. Let me list a few. In the early 2000s, many American citizens were applying a lot of pressure on the government for reform and change. The tragedy of 9/11 reveals underlying corruption everywhere. Sadly, to avoid any backlash among the elected officials, the government created cancel culture, a mindset which allows for an American citizen to police and correct your natural human actions.